Guys, welcome back to the Leave It to the Judges MMA show. I'm with the boys, Nick and Xavier. Guys, today we are going to be going over UFC 322, our reaction. A lot of stuff went down. Crazy night of fights. Of course, we have to start at the top. Islam Makhachev makes history, becomes a two-division champ, claims the 170 belt, absolutely dominates Jack Della Maddalena, 5 rounds to 0. Pitched a complete shutout. Very reminiscent of the Hamzat and DDP fight, just domination on the ground, no answer for it. One, what did you guys think about the dominating performance, and what does this mean for Islam's GOAT as pound for pound currently?
I thought that the fight looked even more dominant than I expected, to be honest. First of all, shout out my fucking boy. Shout out Islam, man. I've been pushing these agendas forever. I mean, I think that he finally stepped out of Habib's shadow. That's what this felt like to me, for the first time. Um, and I think that like even in my wildest dreams, like kind of very reminiscent of the Hamzat DDP fight, where it's like even though I thought that Hamzat would win, I did not think that he was going to be able to win so dominantly. And that's just a testament to these fucking the Daggy style of wrestling, man. Like you can't beat it, man. You can't beat it. He basically pitched a shutout with very minimal damage done. Um, and I would say that he may have been trying to do a little more damage than Hamzat was. He was trying to go for some submissions. He was taking some risks. But he even almost taking a couple of submission attempts, but JDM was wise to him, kept like rolling back to his back, and he couldn't get up, but he was crafty enough to avoid the submission. So shout out to him for that. Because to spend 5 rounds on the ground with Islam and not get subbed is a feat in and of itself, I guess. But I mean, I just think that like welterweight could be in trouble if Islam looks this good and feels this healthy. He said he felt great. I didn't think that mind you, like he spent the majority of the fight in his realm. But I didn't think that he was even breathing hard like at the end of the fight. Like this shit was like easy work to him. We've seen like him have a little cardio issues, like, going late into championship fights in the past. Not that it's like the most problematic, but I think that he was for sure a little more extra gas in the fifth round against Volk in their first fight. Um, he was a little gas in the Poirier fight, so I think that the extra weight and not having to do the weight cut is going to lead to a better cardio. And if that's the case, man, look out, because these welterweights are fucked.
Well, look, it was total domination. I was very impressed. Um, didn't care to watch it. Didn't care watching it while I was watching it. I was like, this is nice. It's very nice. It's entertaining for all the Islam Makachev supporters out there. But look, I'm not shocked. I think I picked JDM for my own selfish goalpost reasons. I still have Khabib higher, by the way, but Islam has jumped in the top five all time now. He is at number five for me, right behind Khabib. If he wins one more, I'll put him over, but I still have my reasons for why I have Khabib over him. But back to Islam, he looked good. I'm not surprised he got the takedowns with ease because, like we've always said, JDM can't stop a takedown to save his life, and he's going up against probably the best wrestler in the game right now, outside of Hamza Chimaev, who might step down to challenge the man. Who knows? Who knows? It was impressive. Dominated him in every area, got a dominant position, never really looked in danger at all on the feet. I thought the leg kicks were dynamite all day long. I think it even stunted JDM's movement a little bit throughout the fight. Uh, I didn't see JDM use. the same footwork in the Bilal fight, and I do think it was because of the leg kicks early. But he looked, I'll be honest, y'all, I was shocked by more how defeated he looked in the corner at times throughout this fight.
Yeah.
Felt like round two and on, it was over. It felt over. The way it was going, JDM, he did well to escape submissions. You could clearly tell they trained very hard for that part of the game plan, and it definitely paid off, but it just wasn't enough. And look, I think we all jumped the gun a little bit. I'm not going to name names here, but some of us jumped the gun of how good JDM's wrestling and grappling is. And, you know, I said the reasons why when he fought Bilal 4 months ago or whatever it was, and he's had the same problems in the past. And I think they got exposed. Granted, Islam's very good in that area, but like, what do we think a really good wrestler actually does to JDM? Like, I think Bilal's a decent wrestler. I never said he was great. I just thought more of his game plan would to be actually shooting for takedowns.
It would be smart. It would be smart.
Now we see in this fight, every time Islam went for a takedown, boom, boom, boom.
I, I don't think any other fighter in the welterweight division can replicate that. Not no hell no.
Like, okay, maybe JDM knocks out Brady, right, Ed? But do you not think the way he fights, he wouldn't have a chance in there just because of JDM's clear deficiency that we all, well, some of us ignored?
I
I
mean, yeah, but I would take JDM in that fight, and this is more a testament to Islam. I think he's just that like effing good, bro. I don't think Sean Brady could put up a performance like that. And even Bilal couldn't on his best night if he shot more takedowns like you guys fucking wanted. He could not have replicated that.
replicated that, no, because like unlike Bilal, Islam's grappling is way more sticky. Like Bilal is way more like, shoot a million takedowns because people keep getting up type shit.
It's like Colby, yeah.
It's more like American style wrestling where it's like they're not as good at securing positions on the ground, but like these Sambo guys, it's different. They get you down and they hold you down. And I felt like that is the difference. Like that's when this was the exact concern I had when I was watching the JDM training footage leading up to the fight. I was like, who are these goobers that he's wrestling with? Because it's like I don't see a daggy beard in sight. Like it's a specific style of wrestling. It's not just bring in some American wrestlers and work on scrambles and shit. Like no. Like
Yeah.
they will get those grips on you. They'll get their fucking mitts on you and it's over with. Like that's the round, and that was basically the case every single time. Every secure takedown after round one, you basically could just bank that JDM was not getting up.
Yeah. Speaking on JDM, I did pick him. All the reasons that I picked against Islam, I think were nullified by the non-existent weight cut or like not as bad weight cut, like him struggling against Poirier late or not late, but just like not finishing super quick, him going super late with Volk. I think all of that, he still looked great in those fights, but like he obviously looked better here because of the weight cut. I think he was super rejuvenated. He didn't look tired at all after doing all that grappling. And look, I'm not saying if JDM did better, he would have won or whatever, but god damn, dude, JDM looked fucking terrible. He looked terrible. And in round 4 and 5, it looked like he was literally crying, like on his face. I think he was grimacing really bad because I think he was injured or something. He
I
got
think the
injured
I think the leg kicks were like fucking him up.
because you know what I'm talking about, right? It looked like he was like, like literally like,
Yeah, he was like gritting his teeth, like even like on the ground sometimes. In some scrambles, I'm like, damn, did he break a rib or something? Like, what the fuck is going on? I know
yeah.
exactly what happened. Something was wrong, I think. Like, I think he got hurt in the fight somehow.
It reminded me when Delite like broke Kevin Holland's rib with like a body lock and he started like grimacing really bad. But yeah, JDM did not show up at all. He's super young. He has time to improve, but I was very disappointed. I was also very disappointed by someone in the co-main event in a similar fashion, but we'll get to that later. But what does this mean? Let's talk about the aftermath of this fight. A lot more people than I expected are bringing up Ilia Topuria. I felt like after this, people would kind of just, oh, Islam's at 170. Topuria has work at 155, but a lot of people are still talking about the Ilia fight. What do you guys think about that?
I think after seeing this fight, I do not want to see Islam go back down. Um, I very much could foresee like, and I'm not like projecting this or whatever, and I'm not necessarily saying that if he were to like somehow go back down to 55 and lose to Ilya, it will be 100% for this. But I did think that there was something to when Max Poirier um made when he fought Gaethje at lightweight and put on some more muscle, more so acclimated to the lightweight frame, and then tried to go back down again to fight Ilya, and then he got knocked out. I do think that like we could see a similar depletion, like Islam's not old, but like at 34, we know that the weight cut is hell. He really like many fighters, like got sick of that shit. Looks better, it looks rejuvenated at a higher weight, much like Hamza. And it's like I do not want to see him go back down to lightweight to fight Ilya. I would if Ilya wants to pursue history, come up and try to be a three weight division champion. Um, that's the only way I would want to see the Ilya fight right now. And I do kind of like I know that Islam is calling out Kamaru Usman and shit, and like I kind of would like that fight for him, but I would not mind at all if they got this Ilya shit out of the way. You know what I mean? Maybe for the White House card, like fuck, like that fight is bigger for sure. But I just think that like if it were to happen, it does need to happen at welterweight.
I wouldn't hate the if the fight was made, and it would be at welterweight. I don't think Islam would move back down at this point, even though there's definitely a opening right now. I would say like he would easily get it over Armin, even if Armin won.
Of course.
But I'll be honest, I just want Taporia to like stick in a division, please. Like the man really could have been the featherweight GOAT, but we'll never know because he just didn't stick there, and now he's moving up. Like he's still so young that I feel like it almost feels like he's gonna try to run these fights out until he loses and then just leave. Like that's the vibe I get from
Mhm.
him. And let's have him at least defend the belt at lightweight first. Because they haven't fought, he hasn't fought in like 4 to 5 months. Like the belt's been on hold for a while. So let's see him defend the belt at least first.
I agree.
And then we can discuss it. My view is if we're really making this Prates Morales fight, I think people want to see that. How is the next man up not Shavkat?
I have a weird feeling, Clark. It might be Usman.
Oh, Usman. Okay. I mean, that might happen.
And plus, you have to think about it. Ali's grubby ass. You know what he's on.
Unfortunately,
Think about Ali's grubby pockets, bro. He has his
Manages
hands in both
Shavkat.
pockets.
He manages Shavkat.
Oh damn, he's just all over the pie, bro. Fuck this guy,
he
bro.
does. What the
I'm pretty I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm like
what
pretty
the fuck?
like he was teammates with like Usman and all of them before.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't know,
I
but
don't think he's ever trained with like Islam or anything like that, but he's been teammates with Usman and all of them. So like
maybe he just trained with them.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere. But look, man, I think Shavkat is just clearly the next guy. I'd be cool if they gave it to Morales because I think he also deserves it a lot. Uh, Usman, no offense, great career. He is like the least deserving of all the names here of getting this net to beat Joaquin Buckley.
Hey man, it's on some legend shit though. It's on some legend shit.
I feel that, but like it's too
Put the
crazy.
le- put the legend out to pasture. Like Islam wants like that. He wants that name on the mantle, bro. And plus, like we know that this Kamaru Usman's still decent because he just whooped Buckley's ass. So it's not like he's like super washed.
I,
I would rather see any welterweight contender instead of Usman, to be honest. And also, if Ian Gary wins next week, man, impressively, he could.
Shaka just beat him. Like this man is 19-0. How much bigger of a resume builder is that?
Honestly, and
That
if I'm Islam, I might take the Shavkat fight now before he gets like a warm up fight back. Like he's coming off apparently like some terrible ass injuries. He's been out forever, and it's still. I don't think fans would get mad if they announced Islam versus Shavkat. It's a pretty aura heavy fight.
I would take Islam in that fight, man. I think he gets that bitch.
mm,
Oh,
yeah. How does he do it? How does he do it?
However he wants, to be honest.
Wow. This man's never been taken down and he's big as fuck and he can wrestle and has 10 submissions on it. He might have more submissions than Islam. Let me look at the resume real
I
quick.
think has he ever fought a wrestler like Islam though? Like
No, but
welterweight Islam?
he's like a very good grappler and like wrestler himself. Has 10 submissions on the book, never been taken down. He's big as shit. He is a bad style for Islam if we look at it on paper. It is like the worst matchup for him. I think we would agree to that, no? Is he not the worst matchup?
for Islam,
Yes. Who's a worse matchup? Who?
listen, bro. If Morales has some takedown
Morales,
defense,
bro. I think Morales. I'm more scared of Morales, bro.
dude,
I'm more
Morales is
scared.
scary, man.
I'm
No,
more
I
scared of
wouldn't. I
Morales.
wouldn't even disagree with that. But is that the only name you're gonna come up with?
Yes, like I'm for sure
Yes,
taking
yes,
shot.
bro. Yes,
Okay.
I think he.
Okay.
I think Islam mows through everybody else.
Shavkat literally has 18 out of 19 finishes. How do you think he mows him? He's never been close to mowed.
Okay, but like, was before the Ian Gary win, was his best win not Jeff Neal?
Yeah. Well, before we could play this game, before the Charles Oliveira win, fucking Islam's best win was like who?
Armand Suzuki at least.
When Zarzukian was like 20 years old,
Hey
when
man,
it
he
was like
he
his
came in the
debut.
game. He came in the game like a good grappler, bro.
I don't count that early dog shit win. His best win was like Bobby Green or someone terrible, and he beat Oliveira. I give him credit. It was a big reason I was low key doubting him too. So I get your point, but nah, like 18 out of that's different, bro.
No. I'm just saying purely from like the takedown defense standpoint. I'm saying who of his opponents like is near the caliber of Islam as a wrestler though. That's my
No, no one, no one.
yeah. My point is like when I watch Shavkat fights, I don't see people just like constantly shooting in on him with the utmost high technique, daggy technique. You know what I mean? Like, and then Ian Gary on his back for a whole round is just kind of like damn, you know.
Bro, it was literally 50 seconds. I love how like we forget things. We all have amnesia now. We move the goalposts in such a direction. This man didn't even defend a rear naked with his hands. That's how sick he is. He literally pried his foot off and reversed it.
That's
Oh,
because fucking Ian Gary has soy boy arms, but like look at that fucking daggy grip of Islam. Like that shit different.
well, hopefully Shavkat trips and Islam gets a lucky back take. It's the
Would it
only
be the
thing
first
that
time? Would it be the first time? Shit.
let's hope.
But all right, guys. During the press conference, I don't know if this means anything, but Dana White did say that the winner of Brady versus Morales was getting the title shot. Not what do what's up?
I'm fine with that. Continue.
Not what you guys want. What do you guys think is going to happen? Who is going to challenge Islam for the belt?
I mean, did Dana say that or not? Like, if he
He
said,
said it during the press conference, kind of like,
He has no clue. When he got asked about the Taporia thing, he kind of that could be the next fight for real. I just don't. It kind of depends what everyone's on. Because I mean, realistically, they have a tough decision. They have literally like four people they could pick from right now. So I have no clue.
Uh,
I kind of feel like Morales would get it
g-
just because
g-
he took like no damage.
okay.
So I think he could make a quick turnaround, and I think Islam could too.
Facts.
Timing wise, it would make more sense. And in that meantime, have Shavkat fight Usman if Usman deserves this title shot so
I
much.
like that. I like that. All right, guys. Anything else on the main?
Oh no, no, in the main event, no, that's fine.
Let's move on to the co-main. Tough day for the channel. Uh,
I did not want to move on to this.
we must discuss Valentina Shevchenko with a shutout of her own. I mean, like, I can't hate on it. I'm not gonna, she dominated, absolutely dominated. She hurt Whaley on the feet, I think, multiple times with body shots. They really bothered her. She dominated on the ground. I guess there's weight classes for a reason. In this case, Zhang was just too small. That was just what I saw out there. I was pretty disappointed in Zhang. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like she could have done a lot better, but it is what it is. What do you guys think? One down.
um, I thought she could have done a lot better, but like realistically, nothing that I seen in that fight I felt like was her fault. Um, I don't think that like basically what I'm saying is I think that if they ran this fight like 10 times, it would look the same way at least like 8 of those times. Um, it wasn't like Whaley wasn't in there trying to be gritty. It's just like every single path to victory that she normally has was getting nullified by Valentina. Um, Valentina did a great job of utilizing her range. Um, she kept Whaley on the outside of her jab. A lot of Whaley's hooks and punches came up like just short. Um, a lot of Whaley's leg kicks came up just short. Like basically, like Whaley was swinging at air like a lot of the fight, and then Whaley would have to crash in to like land anything, which she had like some success here or there, but like she wasn't able to get anything extended going because the second she would like come in and close the distance, Valentina would take her down, and that would be the rest of the round. And that's how most of the rounds went. And it wasn't like Valentina was beating Whaley up very bad or doing very much damage, but very similar to the main event, very similar to DDP Hamzat. When you have someone dangerous on their back, your number one priority is like keeping them there. And Valentina has shown a propensity for this in her recent fights. Um, just focusing on her grappling, focusing on holding her opponents down, especially because like as she's gotten a little older, like we've talked about a little bit, she doesn't tend to like eat shots as well these days. So against these bigger women, like bigger women than her or women her size, like and they're younger. Probably some of them are gaining speed on her, even though she still is pretty quick with her striking. But she actually has had to adapt to more of a grapple heavy style recently, and I mean that served her well against Wei Li. Um, a lot of the way Wei Li wins her fights is through her grappling, and I just think that Wei Li was kind of confused in there. Like all of her normal paths to victory, like were just getting nullified, man. So shout out to Valentina Shevchenko, man. She pitched a shutout. Show why she's a GOAT. That's really all I gotta say on that.
I was pretty shocked by this one. In no universe or fight like makeup that I was having in my head expected Valentina to completely dominate Whaley in the wrestling. So I was super impressed by that. The striking, it was what it was. Valentina definitely is good with her range and she used it well. The body kicks were nice. I felt like Whaley could have maybe used more movement instead of going head on into her at times. Maybe more. I thought calf kicks would have worked very well. Especially she was having trouble with the range. So feel like that was the only thing because Valentina will just kind of sit there and like just wait for you. They'll just throw a little leg kick out there once in a while. But
Thought that she tried several times, to be honest. She kept spinning around. She kept like kicking at the leg, but hitting nothing but air. Valentina would just take a little step back. She would just come up short. Like her legs were just too short type shit. Like it was just she was just out of range the whole time, really.
yeah, I thought more when she was blitzing. I felt like she was head hunting a lot and she would just get like popped with a jab or like Valentina with a body kick and move outside. Very good footwork. She claimed her spot as number two for sure.
Okay.
Uh, I think Go Nunez still reigns. She beat her twice. Um, but it did prove her greatness. I don't know if anyone beats her right now in that division because I think Whaley beats a lot of these girls in here, to be honest. And maybe I think Silva would have a chance, but after what I just saw, I'm not confident in the wrestling game of hers. She hasn't really been tested there, so congrats to Valentina. She looked very impressive. I was very
Oh yeah.
impressed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Natalia Silva seems like an obvious answer. What's next for Shevchenko? What's next for Zayn? Do you think she stays up here? A lot of people are saying she could just go back down and beat Dern and get her belt back, or is that more of an interesting matchup than we think? What do you think's next for Whaley?
I will say I don't know what her experience is with the weight cut. Because I will say like I do think that like she could go down and keep mowing down the straw weights with no problem, to be honest, or very little problem, I think. But and like I'm fine if she just does that. If she just takes this as like, oh man, this like weight class, these girls are a little too big for me. Let me go back down and like continue dominating them. Like there, I would not blame her one bit, but like if she just decided like fuck it, I don't care really about the belt. I think I'm already stamped belt wise down there, and like just started just whooping on some of these other girls in this division. I mean, I would not be mad at that either, to be honest. I think if she like acclimated herself to the division a little bit better and felt some of these bigger girls, like I think she could do well up here. Especially because like no one's gonna like do better than Shevchenko just did. You know what I mean? She already
Yeah,
fought, like the highest level of this division, so
Max.
no one else can grapple like Shevchenko in this division.
Did they did they strip Volk of his title when he went up?
No.
I,
No,
but there was an interim fight, right? Was that Rodriguez and he
yeah,
won?
Yeah,
yeah,
Rodriguez and Emmett. Yeah,
yeah.
Okay. See,
but yeah, yeah.
see, this is the problem here now. This is why they should have let Taport or they should have let Islam keep the belt. Islam was out a lot longer, so I get why he had to vacate it more. But they should have let him keep the belt and Wei Lee, because Wei Lee could have just easily moved back down now just to fight her title out versus Dern, which she might do, but honestly, I think she put all this work into being up at this weight class. She vacated her belt, so she would just have to go back down and win the title challenge. But
I don't. I think she skips the line, bro. I think all these champions who vacate can just skip the line. Honestly, as long as they're healthy and it works out time wise.
what do you mean? Like, you mean
I'm saying like if you vacate your title to like go after these pursuits. Like for example, had Islam lost this fight and wanted to go back down and fight Ilya, like they would probably just let him type shit, I think.
no,
I
no,
don't
yeah, I agree with that. I'm just thinking like her herself. Like, I don't know what she's like. I feel like she's thinking more like I don't know if I really want to go back down at this point because now I've made this weight. I'm just looking to fight at this weight class and become greater. I have nothing to prove down there, which he really doesn't. Like
I he
it- it's I wouldn't, hate it if she went back down and won her belt. It's just like, eh, at this point it's like she's just gonna keep whooping ass until she gets old then, and then someone will beat her one day, but I don't know. I think she should stay and fight Blanchfield. It makes a lot of sense.
How much longer you guys think Valentina fights?
Hmm.
I mean, I think she fights another like 2 years, I feel like.
All right, guys. Let's move on to the feature fight of the night. Michael Morales knocks out Sean Brady in the first round, absolutely demolished him. Sean Brady didn't even really get a chance to implement his wrestling. Everything Morales hit him with just like it made Sean Brady like look kind of scared in there. I hate to say it, but he got him out of there really quick. This guy's a specimen, a physical specimen. I think he's 25, 26.
25.
I mean, yeah, 25. He might get the next title shot. What are your guys' thoughts on this performance and over Sean Brady, which is like a crazy step up in comp?
Um, well, this is a two-parter for me. One, I thought that Morales looked phenomenal. Um, he made this fight look easy. Um, and on paper, when you look back at it, you're gonna say, "Oh, he's beat a wrestler before. He's dealt with a wrestler. He beat Sean Brady." And I feel like that again will be like a misguided narrative because in this fight, I think I think that like yeah, it's a 0 of 1. Brady only shot one bullshit little takedown, and he was never even close to even getting in on it. Morales fought like hunched over, kept his stance kind of low to prepare for the takedown. So I'll give him that. Like I'm pretty sure Sean Brady just like couldn't really find the entry for the takedown. Um, but I mean, we've already seen Sean Brady get knocked out by Bilal Muhammad on the feet, who has pillow hands if I've ever seen pillow hands. So it's like we already knew what was going to happen if this fight did not hit the ground. I felt like this whole fight was, can Brady get the takedown before he gets knocked out? And the answer was no. So I think that like even if he gets the title shot, which is like, very real possibility, he has a lot of hype behind him now. I still think that like he might find that Islam might show him levels, bro. Islam might show him levels to this grappling shit.
I I was very happy watching this. I was very happy. I called it. I had a very good feeling Morales was absolutely going to mow this man to an oblivion because I've just not been impressed by Sean Brady's fights. They've been nice. They've been against aging Leon of the world. Uh, who else before? Who knows? And Bilal knocked him out on the feet, standing as well, which I thought was an even worse look. And Morales, I just found him to be a very big boy for this weight class. And he just came in looking very lean, very focused, and he's looked on fire, especially in his last few fights. And he's really growing into that man strength. And Sean Brady, I think, was just gonna be too small for him. And he used the jab well. He stayed on the outside nicely. Nice shots to the body as well. Well, he mainly went head. He didn't even really go body that much, but he was just picking his shots well, just controlling the range. I thought Brady looked, and we all knew if this, if they were just going to be on the feet, Brady was going to look lost in there because the man can't really strike. We've known this. just because he pieces up a 40-year-old Gilbert Burns a little bit doesn't mean he can take on a 25-year-old undefeated guy in Michael Morales who's been on fire.
Facts.
And that's what we saw. Absolutely mow down. There were a lot of them on this main card, but that was a big mow down.
Yeah, we already talked about what's next for him. He could get the title shot next. He could fight Carlos Prates. There's a lot out for him. Do you guys want to talk about what's next for him, or did we already touch on that?
Eh, I mean, I think he'll get the next shot. Honestly,
Okay.
I think he'll get it.
There's just
I,
something we
I disagree. I think that like in terms of public narrative, even after this performance, like I still think that Ian Gary a bigger name. I also think that Shavkat's still there. I kind of think that like we might play a little matchmaker with fighters that were also on this card. Like I think that like they might pit him and Protez against each other. Like I could see Sean Brady taking a little step. Like he's probably gonna like take some time away actually, high key after how that shit went. But
yeah.
I can see Morales like having one more fight. I feel like the UFC. A big thing about Dana is like he's not one to really rush prospects, especially when there's like no need to. I mean, I think that like in the Joshua Van case, you have a situation where like the champion has like mowed down basically everybody else, you know? So it's like, but I don't think that like if there was other deserving challengers above Joshua Van, I don't think that he would be rushing him to a title shot. I think that Dana likes to like wait until guys are ready to make sure that they're ready for the, superstardom. And I think that like Morales can be built a little bit more in the public eye because the public doesn't know who the fuck Sean Brady is. Let's be honest. Um, Whereas I do think that Ian Gary provides a couple more dollars. You have the little like Connor's revenge narrative going. Like I think that like there's a little bit more money there. So I would not be surprised if if Ian Gary gets a win and like kind of doesn't take damage, so the timelines can work out. I wouldn't be surprised if he cut the line over Morales high key.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's keep on moving. We're gonna stay at 170. Carlos Prates absolutely detonates on Leon Edwards in round two. I thought Leon looked good in round one. I liked he was mixing it up. I liked the striking looked crisp, but Carlos Prates gets another surreal highlight. Super scary knockout. Pretty hard to watch, but it's good for the sport that Prates won. To be honest, he's super exciting. Probably the most exciting fighting nerd. What are your guys' thoughts on the performance and what's next for him?
I don't know if I would call him the most exciting fighting nerd. I still think that that distinction belongs to Gene Silva for me personally. So I'm just gonna put that out there. But um, as far as this fight went, man, I think that Prates has done a great job to bounce back from the Ian Gary loss. Sometimes you never know like how that's gonna affect the fighter to lose like that. But even like he had like round five moments, almost finished Gary. So he had a little bit of momentum at the end of that fight. And I think that he's done very well to parlay that into like this little 2 fight win streak he's on now. Um he just knocked off Leon. I think Leon was ranked number 4, right? So he's gonna be like ranked number 4. And now he's just in the mix, man. Like this kind of win propels him into the mix. Like timing wise, like if the right thing happens, if the dominoes fall his way, he could just be the next title challenger, you know what I mean? And I think that a win over a guy like Leon, as impressive as he made it, it does warrant him that position to me.
I 100% agree. I think Leon looked fine in the first round. I was impressed by the wrestling and grappling a little bit at first. I thought Prates would be a little better in those areas. uh, or at least equal to Leon. But Leon was winning there early. But I just felt like every time they were on the feet, you could just sense the way the strikes were landing that something big was gonna come down. And I know Leon hadn't been knocked out before, but it was just all the momentum was going against him in this fight. And Prates is a beast. This dude, to me, the second best fighting nerd. I still have Gene Silva over him, but I think he's vaulted Ohio for me for now.
I agree.
And he's just ever since his debut, this man's been a bonus ticket easy. Hella bonuses. And he's just knocking dudes out with ease right now and very impressive. Him versus Morales, I think, is a crazy fight if they did want to make that. Or I even think I know he just fought Gary, but look, I would not be disappointed in them running it back, especially since Ian, should have been out in that fifth round. I don't know how he survived that bullshit, but I would be cool with that. Or if they wanted to run with Shavkat, he's not getting the title shot. I think he would still need like one or two more, maybe even.
Yeah.
Um, but it's great. He's on my fantasy team as well, so very nice dub by him. Um, and we'll see. We'll see how it comes because now he's getting in the very big fights now.
Facts. No more hiding. Hate to
And
break it, hate to talk about it, Ed, but what do you think is next for your boy Leon, man? What would you like to see him do?
look, everyone's saying retire, but I feel like this is a cop out answer. I think Jorge Masvidal is the only fight that makes sense for him right now. His title aspirations are absolutely gone. They have beef. They have crazy history. Apparently, I think Masvidal's back. I'm almost positive he's back in the UFC. And why not run it? Good grudge match. I don't think it's fucking Jorge Masvidal. He's not nearly as dangerous as someone like Prates,
Facts.
but just fun fights now for Leon. Just fun fights that aren't too dangerous.
I love that, man. I love that idea. I think that Leon in the first round showed that he's not like washed or anything. I think that Prates can do that to basically anybody. Um, and I think that we've talked about this before, but the problem with like achieving like championship status or like top three ranked status is when you have your fall off, it's a slow climb down. You know what I mean? It's like you're gonna get like beat by like the number three guy, and then they're gonna scale you down to like the number five guy, and then if you're actually starting to like get a little washed, you're gonna lose to him, and it's just gonna snowball on you real quickly. I think that a Masvidal is a fun fight that, like you said, is a lot less dangerous. I would favor that he would win that fight. I think he would win that fight. Um, get a little bit of more momentum, maybe fight, some like some top 15 level welterweight. Start like being like the Neil Magny of this weight division. I feel like that's a good role for him. You know what I mean? Like he has entered gatekeeper phase. And unfortunately, Prates is already through that motherfucking gate, baby. He
Yeah.
blasted right through that shit.
Yeah, I actually really like that matchup. That would make a lot of sense. We'll see if Masvidal actually gets back. I think we'll see. I know he's technically back, or he's saying he is, but
Who knows?
we will see. I would also. It'd be cool if he fought Burns. I guess they never fought, so I guess that'd be like a cool older fight.
Facts. I'm done for that.
All right, though, guys, let's move on to the opener of the card. Another demolition job, 16 seconds to be exact. BSD absolutely demolishes Dariush. it was violent until it wasn't. Like Dariush was swinging too. He was game out there, but oh my God, the second BSD touched him, he face planted bad. Big win for BSD. A lot of momentum from him coming off this win and the roofie one. Bad look for Dariush, also missing weight. But what are you guys' thoughts on this one?
First of all, I fucking told you both. I told you both. Both of you doubted me. Both of you doubted BSD. And now you guys have to eat this crow. I told you. That chin is gone, man. We have to let go of our fandom and chins of yesteryear, all right? Because vanilla shit is fucking
Dude,
fucked, bro.
Wait,
And
wait. One sec. My bad, Ace. I did have a caveat in my prediction. I said I wasn't confident because I know that chin's kind of gone, but
okay,
I,
okay.
I didn't think it was that gone. Continue.
Oh
my
yeah.
my caveat is I did switch my pick after the weight cut, but on the channel I did predict Dariush winning, so
No,
it's fair.
no. For the record, you did hit me up and put you did submit that you did submit a request for that fucking pick change for
But you
sure.
have bragging rights. You made the pick on the
I'm
channel.
just saying, like I just told you guys though, like fucking that chin is gone, bro. Unfortunately. And BSD, he comes out round one. BSD is a mythical fighter, like I said. He's basically hoodie mellow. Like I'm telling you, he's a mythical fighter. Um, Shout out to BSD. Not too much to say about this fight. I think that Dariush should either fight a bunch of old heads or just retire at this point. Um, I'm not gonna tell a man that he can't make a living, but I will say I'm gonna keep making a living on betting against him for as long as he continues at this point. Because I do think if the person can punch, he basically has to get matched up with only grapplers at this point. That's his only saving grace to have a couple more fights. Like, where's Jim Miller at, bro? Is he still around? Like, fuck. But as far as BSD goes, shout out to him. I feel like he's only like 29 and he's like hitting his stride for real. I did think that the roofie win was a lot more impressive than this, but I mean he's beating prospects and legends alike. So shout out BSD, man. He owned the rise for sure.
Yeah, there's nothing to say. It was a nice quick KO. Uh, I'm I'm upset with Moicano because he really made me believe in this man Dariush for like even a smidge of a second. Because I knew before I was very like confident Dariush would just lose the rest of his career. Oliveira ended it, as we all know, and he gave me a sliver of hope for 2 seconds, and now it's gone. It's over. I think he should retire. That's how poor the chin is right now. He's, I believe, 36, or I don't know how old he is, but it feels over. I don't see how he can fight at the top anymore with that chin. He's just gonna get clipped up in that weight class for sure. So it's over. BSD look good. Not much to say. I mean, just kind of one punch shot him. So
Yeah, we know Xavier was happy. There's multiple instances on the channel of Xavier preying on Dariush's downfall. So that was probably
Do I
you're
do I
probably
do that? Do I do that? I actually like Dariush, bro. Like
you always try to sacrifice him to like someone really scary.
I do too. He was holding up the division, Ed, for real, but
very much similar to Leon Edwards. I just feel like there is a time when like if you are a ranked fighter and you are like sitting on the pot, like the pot being rankings in this case, like it is time for you to shit or get off the pot. Like you have to defend yourself against these prospects. And if you beat him, great. Like Poirier, I tried to sacrifice Poirier a million times, but guess what? He never was folding. Gaethje too. How many times did we try to sacrifice Gaethje? I tried to sacrifice him to Fiziev twice,
Yeah.
but no, he's not going. But unfortunately, Dariush doesn't have the chin of those other two. So he didn't really have too much of a choice in the matter, man. His chin made the decision for him. He's up out of there.
So let's see. With that win, BSD enters the top 10. He probably takes number 9, which Dariush was at. What are you guys feeling on BSD's title aspirations? Him in the top 10.
I do not see him getting the title, but I do think that like he can climb a little higher than he is. I could see him like I do expect Dan Hooker to lose his fight against Armin, and I would not mind seeing those two like have a bloody fucking bloodbath scrap. I
Yeah,
feel
I
like I
agree.
feel like that's the move for him.
I agree. I think either that or, let's just the new sacrifice is Gamrot because we know he's dog water. He's never getting this belt. So BSE actually has a very good chance in that fight, I think. So give him Gamrot. Just keep building him up. I don't know if he'll ever get the belt, but I do know one thing, BSD is an exciting guy to watch.
Sure, for sure. All right, then, guys. Let's move on to the prelims. Pretty eventful prelims. What do you guys want to start with? There's a lot to talk about.
Hold on, wait, reset the Zoom. It's about to plug it
Oh,
in.
really? Oh, shit. All right, guys. Let's move on to the prelims. We gotta talk about it. Bo Nichols' head kick. Even before the head kick, he was looking really good out there against Vieira. Big bounce back from the RDR loss. He had a lot to say in the interview, the post-fight interview. What are you guys' thoughts out there? What we saw from Bo?
Um, I was impressed. But on one hand, this is what I expected. I mean, I just think that like RDR was kind of disrespected a little bit. I don't think that the UFC quite knew how good he was, and they made a mistake of feeding one of their prospects to him on accident. That does not mean that like Bo Nickal is not like rapidly improving. He does have one of the best bases for MMA in his wrestling. He can always fall back on that. So that does provide him a certain level of comfort in the striking. He can like throw kicks and shit, take a little bit more risks, probably do some spinning shit because he's not really gonna, from 99% of his career, fear someone else's wrestling, fear someone taking him down, really. Um, and I think it shows in his striking. Like, I think that, mind you, while like, let's just be honest, if we're being honest about this shit, like, Rodolfo Vieira has nothing on the feet, bro. He is a primarily grappling based fighter. So this was a guy where Bo Nickel could show his developing striking. Um, and I thought that he did just that. I mean, I'm glad that he got the KO finish. It did put a punctuation on what was a good performance, but even before that, he had Rodolfo in like some guillotines, threatening subs. He was showing the full game. So shout outs to him, man. He got back on track. I think that you continue to build him up slow and just don't feed him to any more sharks because he is definitely not ready for like the top 10.
I agree. I thought he looked great, uh, as expected. A lot of it played out on the feet, honestly. And I just knew Bo had the edge there just off youth, power, and potential. Like Rodolfo Vieira's been around long enough now. He's an older fighter, and he's never been good on the feet. So Bo did look very improved, though. I thought he looked more comfortable on the feet. And the head kick was nice. Uh, just continue improving, doing your work. I think getting better at the feet will only help him in the wrestling. But
Nice.
even improve the wrestling, it can definitely be improved. So sky's the limit for him. He's still green prospect for me, honestly. And continue building him up like they should be doing Talbot, but they just gave him number 10 in the world. So who knows what we're doing out here? And
Udo of all people.
yeah,
That makes
so
no sense.
good win by Bo though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Who do you want to see him fight next?
Who knows?
Anything like how big of a step up, if any?
I would give his ass like a Trayshawn Gore, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
like
Yeah,
I,
I would just feed him somebody.
I just think that like I just think you have to give him like someone who's like an incrementally better striker. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can't give him people that can grapple yet and strike. They have to either be like all grappling or like just like a one of the more like one-dimensional type strikers that he can kind of like one dominate on the ground and two like um feel at least 50-50 with on the feet. And I think that's like the strat to his development. Keep him having like 50-50 on the feet type fights, and then he can like rely on his grappling type shit and that'll edge him the fight. And he can incrementally progress up the ladder. So I would say like a Trayshawn Gore, who's like he's like not the biggest knockout artist, but he is a little bit more dangerous on the feet than Vieira. So it'll be like a small step up type shit.
Yeah, I like that. What else on the prelim, guys? Talk to me. What else speaks to you?
Oh my God. Gregory Rodriguez versus Kopylov was a scrap. I think that RoboCop is coming, man. I think
Shout out
he's
RoboCop, man.
shout out RoboCop, man. I mean, I don't know exactly how high he can climb, but like a couple of these middleweights are about to have to get off the fucking pot, bro. Like, could he not beat a Delete? Like, I could see it, man. I could see it.
That'd be a good one.
Like, he lost to Cannonier, right? But like,
Yeah, he
He
just
almost finished him,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But I'm saying, like, could I not see like him winning that if they ran it back? Like, I could see him winning that one. I feel like MVP. I damn near don't pick anyone to be MVP that's gonna strike with him. So I don't know about MVP, but like, bro, after what I just seen, bro, could he not whoop the Ritter's ass, bro? Let's be real about this. Let's be real about this, bro. I could see him size mogging the Ritter in there. He is a big boy.
yeah.
He looks every bit of like 205 in that bitch. Every bit.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mhm.
I've always liked RoboCop. I think sometimes he does have his gas out issues, which worries me in bigger fights. But yeah, I could see him easily beating this like bottom half here pretty handily. He's an exciting guy to watch. Pretty well rounded for the most part, but mainly a striker. But he looked good. Looked good versus Kopylov. I thought dominated that fight, honestly. But
Dominated it, really. I mean, like Kopylov had a couple of moments here or there, but Kopylov's a good striker. Like that's to be expected, man. And then it's like my thing about G-Rod, I'm feeling like he's kind of starting to like hone in on like channeling his power and not like swinging for the fences, man. I think that now he fights with a little bit more experience and he doesn't like blow his load as fast. I feel like in the beginning of his career, he was used to just mowing people down. And I
Mm.
think that against Cannonier, he learned that little veteran lesson that like, okay, you have to kind of pace yourself because no matter how good you are, if you gas out in there, you're fucked. So I did kind of see him like even like when it looked like he would have his opponent hurt and shit. Like I seen him like not letting Kopylov off the hook, but like, let me walk him down and stop swinging if he's not there, If he's not there to be hit, like, let me just calm down and just like, it's okay. Like, I'm gonna let the finish come to me rather than try to force it and gassing myself out. So I think that even though he looks like Barack Obama and he looks like he's fucking Barack Obama's age damn near in the face, he is 33, which is not that old for middleweight. And I think that he could make a little bit of a push right now, high key. I would like to see him mix it up with some of the top guys. He ain't losing to no Brendan Allen, man.
What about you, Nick? What stuck out to you in the prelims?
Uh, Blanchfield had a nice win. That was a gritty fight though. Cortez was in that for sure, I thought.
I thought she won round one, Cortez.
Yeah. She was in there. Blanchfield, she's nice. Got a nice sub, rear naked.
Got her revenge.
Yeah. That was a cool one. I think the biggest story of the night was Wellmaker losing. Uh
2 days notice.
Today notice guy. It was at featherweight though, but not much of an excuse.
And
Yes.
I think we got to give this Ethan Ewing guy credit, man. I didn't think Worldmaker looked like particularly bad in there either. I just thought that the other guy was on, man. Like he came to fucking fight. Apparently he fought like a week ago, so like he was in shape actually. He wasn't like coming off the couch. He basically had like his fight instincts all tuned up, and it kind of showed, man. I mean, I felt like the fight was competitive everywhere, man, and he seemed like he had a bit more cardio than Wellmaker, to be honest, and that kind of made all the difference. Um, so for him to do that as a fat underdog, like I just got to give him props, Ike.
Yeah. No, you look good. I thought both looked good. I was a little surprised. I thought Wellmaker maybe was a little more different, but
I think
Why
he
not?
has some. He had a gas out issue in that fight a bit. Also, he lost some steam. I felt like.
I just think that when you're used to hitting people and everyone falls down,
Yeah,
you start to fall in love with the power. And
definitely.
to me, it felt like he was headhunting a little too much in this fight, or like trying to like. First of all, I feel like he was feeling the pressure of like this guy is short notice and he's kind of whooping my ass. I was not expecting this at all. Um, and he did land a lot of shots, but like the guy was not going away, and I think that that was like when that's all you know is like hitting people as hard as you can and like swinging with all your power, and they go down, and then the people who don't go down, very similar to like the Connor Diaz one, you know, it's like you can whoop someone's ass, but if they're like still there whooping your ass too, and you're not used to that, like you can fold under that pressure. And I don't think that One folded, but he just kind of started to like ever so slightly lose the rounds, you know?
Are we worried about him at all, or is it just kind of a bounce back? He'll be fine.
no,
Uh,
yeah, be fine.
I think he'll be all right, but
Okay.
I think that he does have a little bit of a gas out issue that if I was like his opponents, like I might try to exploit that in the future.
Anything else on the card, guys? You want to discuss?
Susar Kayev did not look great in this Eric Monaco fight. Not at first. He eventually got like the KO and shit. Devastating fashion. But I feel like he's a little bit of a goofball in there. He seems a little immature in there, high key.
Yeah, he's like aura farming and shit.
I know, and it's like, man, like these rounds are competitive, and like they're not gonna keep giving you cans, bro. So it's like I do think that like he's very talented, but he does have to lock in a little bit more. And I'm only like being this like critical of him because like I do look at him as like a very promising prospect for middleweight, and it's like I do want to see him be a little more serious, like celebrate after the fight, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't be in there goofing around when people are betting on you to win fights by finish and you're fucking making me sweat to round three and shit. Like, what's to you? So get it together, Susukayev.
Yeah, I swear, bro.
But anyways, guys, that concludes the video. Let us know your guys' thoughts in the comments. UFC Qatar is next week, which is a pretty important card for a couple divisions. Hopefully, we'll have some videos on that. Please check those out. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.